Let her idle. Well, that was quite the oil change. A little bit more involved than you know, a regular diesel truck or you know, a little truck or a Corvette or whatever. This is a little more involved. Not crazy, but you got to be prepared. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the title, we have a not a huge job, but definitely a little bit bigger than most as far as oil changes go, and that is right here on the C12 Caterpillar. It's in a 40-foot motorhome here. This is our personal motorhome. It is, I wouldn't say way overdue for an oil change, but it definitely is. It doesn't have the mileage yet, I would say, but it's probably a little bit past the time frame that you'd want oil sitting in your, you know, engine. So what we're gonna be doing is doing the full oil change. It takes right around 10 gallons, and the filter itself is pretty much a gallon. I'll show you everything real quick. All right, guys, so here it is. This is all the stuff I'm gonna need to do this oil change. It shouldn't be a long process by any means, but there is some steps I gotta take before we start draining the oil. But here's what we got. We got the 25-gallon Vevor drain pan here. Shout out to them for sending me this. This is gonna be perfect for this job. There's not many that hold 10 gallons. You know, this one holds 25, so you need to do a decent bit of oil change before you have to really empty this. I'm probably just gonna empty it right away into the you know, the gallon jugs or the 5-gallon buckets in this case. But yeah, I'll put a link to them in the description. It's gonna be really handy for this job and my Duramax or whatever I'm doing oil change on. I think it's gonna be perfect. Comes with a little electric pump there, plugs right into the wall, and yeah, you can suck all of it back out into whatever jugs you want to carry to O'Reilly's or Advanced Auto Parts, wherever you know, dispose of your oil. But there's the filter right there. It is a 1R 1808 CAT filter. It holds about a gallon of oil, so pretty crazy. Obviously, I got a strap wrench here. I got an air jack right there. It's a 20-ton. Alrighty, let's get this sucker rolling.
Beginning systems check.
There we go. Knock on wood, this thing has never let me down. It's always started. It's got
systems check complete.
It's got 120,000 miles, which I know is nothing for a C12 and, you know, Allison 4060. So it's doing what it's supposed to, but it's nice to have something that just always starts. And so yeah, this thing is just broken in, I would say. Let her idle. Let's go. Here's the oil. I'm going with the old Mobil Delvac 1300. Pretty good oil. I want to say they make Caterpillar's oil anyways, so always a good option. You know, synthetic blend. I think we'll be good to go. I think the more importantly would be make sure you get a good filter. All right, guys, we got the thing on a really solid point right there. I'm gonna probably go grab another jack stand and throw it on the other side. I don't really need it, but we're not lifted that high right here. What we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna poke a hole in the filter that's on it right now and let that drain, and then it'll make it a little easier to pull that thing off. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. It's pretty warm, but not terrible. Yeah, so all that, it doesn't look like it's like active. Oh, it's probably right from there. Okay. Let this thing keep draining, and we're gonna get started on fully draining this thing. Whew. Or put that on last as an idiot. 1.5 socket. That's what it called for, so let's make sure it is. 300 to 400 foot. Hang on, let's see if I can bench press it. Woo! Not bad. From the pan here. It says to torque it down to like 60 foot-pounds. That don't seem right though. Bunch of oil in this thing. This sucker is like almost, not really half full, but close. I mean, it's 25 gallons. We probably took out 9 or 10, so good bit. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and fill this, not all the way, but I would say pretty close. This thing, I think, holds close to a gallon. Okay, let it go down. I don't want it so high that I can't control it and it's just gonna fall everywhere under there, but. All right, guys, put a little bit of oil on the, this is very obvious, most people know how to do this, but. All right, that looks good. That is a big sucker. Okay, let me get this wrapped up. Once we're done, we're gonna empty this thing back into the new ones, into those. So, all right, guys, so now we're gonna put the oil in. We already have about a gallon in on the oil filter, and now we are going to put the other 4 gallons in from this bucket, and then we're gonna put another 4 more gallons in from this bucket. We'll use that little measuring cup just to make sure. We're gonna obviously check the levels as we go, but they call for about 9 gallons. So we're gonna keep an eye on the dipstick and we should be good to go. Pretty easy, just everything's way bigger and a lot more capacity. So let's go ahead and get this thing filled up. Alright, guys, I got 9 gallons in there. I'm gonna let it settle for a little bit. Let it settle so I can check the level. But that is gonna do it. Alright, guys, I got it all plugged in. It's just literally as simple as pressing this button. I got the other end in that bucket. I'm gonna put about, should be at about 40.6. This is way overkill. I'm just trying to fill it to where I know it's gonna stop. So we got a ways to go, but I think it's filling pretty fast. I'm pretty impressed with that. All right, guys, so we got both buckets filled up. All good to go, about 9-ish gallons or so. I'm gonna bring them over to Rory at Resurrected Diesel. I'll dispose of them over there, or O'Reilly's or Advance, either one, don't matter. But now they're in kind of a nice container. They're contained, they're not gonna slosh all over. You're not putting it in like a 5-gallon bucket. And you're using the container that the fresh oil came in, so you're getting rid of all that. So I think this thing's perfect. Not just for big rigs like this, you know, big 12-liter diesels, anything. My Duramax I'm gonna be using this thing for. These rigs over here, maybe not the 0-turn, but the old Ranger over there. I'm gonna be using it for pretty much everything that'll fit under. And so this thing's awesome. They're not paying me to say that. They gave it to me to test out, and I love it. For the price, it's hard to beat too. If you guys want one, I put a link in the description for you guys to go check it out. Vevor makes pretty solid stuff, I would say. I haven't really had any problems with their stuff. It's made in China. You know, a lot of things are, but I will say, I don't know what it is, but I've had a lot of good luck with their stuff. And so, yeah, go check it out. Even if it didn't have the motor, it's nice, because I needed something that had a deep pan to fully empty this thing. And so we got it. But anyways, guys, that is gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.